Okay, tell me about your experience with nutrition response testing.
I came to Dr. Porter about a year and a half ago. I was referred from a chiropractor in Oswego, and Dr. Porter asked me if I had been injured in an accident, and I told him no, and he asked if I had any idea why I could not maintain an alignment as I'd been going to a chiropractor for 20 years. Very good question, I said. I have no idea. So he then asked me what I ate, which was the first time I had ever been asked what kinds of things I eat. So after I told Dr. Porter the kinds of things I'd been eating, he said that it sounded like I ate a whole lot of sugar, which I did. And then he went through the paperwork, which I had to fill out before my initial visit. Basically, I had been sick my entire life and never realized that what I was putting in my mouth was making me sick. As a child, I had severe asthma and allergies. I had to have an inhaler, took all kinds of medicines, had allergy shots for over 20 years, had constant sinus infections, ear infections, had sinus surgery, had my tonsils and adenoids removed, and all of these procedures did nothing to help me. I then had an ear, nose, and throat specialist, allergist, dermatologist, because I had all kinds of skin problems. In the last 5 years, I had a terrible pain in my right eye, so of course I went to the eye doctor. He immediately told me this was the worst dry eye he had ever seen in his entire practice, and that I needed to immediately get to my general practitioner, as this was an indication that there was something very wrong with me physically and internally. I went to the doctor. They did all kinds of tests. They couldn't find anything wrong with me. A few months later, I had complete and 100% spontaneous hearing loss in my left ear. So of course I went back to the allergist, I went back to the ear, nose, and throat doctor, and they sent me to a rheumatologist who diagnosed me with an autoimmune disorder called Sjogren's. This is drying out of all your organs, and that was causing the hearing loss and the dry eye. So once again, I had to take all kinds of medicines. Did little or no good. They just kind of masked the symptoms. So when I came to Dr. Porter to get my back adjusted, he suggested that I look into what I was eating and gave me a book to read. And when I came back the next time to have my back adjusted again, he recommended that I might want to think about nutrition response testing because he thought it was something that could help me. It sounded like a good idea because I had tried all these other practices for years and years and had received no gain, and I still felt terrible. So in a matter of 3 months, I stopped eating as much sugar as possible. I went through my pantry and refrigerator and got rid of tons of food and bought new kinds of things, lots more vegetables, a little bit of fruit. In 3 months, I lost 25 pounds. I started sleeping better. My energy level went through the roof. In a matter of a year, I have been released by all my doctors. I no longer need to see a dermatologist. My hearing doctor, my hearing has been completely restored. I am taking no medicine whatsoever. The doctor has said I do not need to go back to him because I have no need to see him. The rheumatologist has said the same thing. I went another 6 months just to be sure that I had no relapse of symptoms. I didn't. I no longer see an allergist because I have no more allergy symptoms. I no longer go to a dermatologist because I have no skin problems. I am taking no over-the-counter medication. I'm taking no drugs of any kind. The only thing I take are nutritional supplements that I get from Dr. Porter. It's miraculous to think about that what you're putting in your mouth is making you sick. And I'm like a new person, and people just can't believe it. and I kind of can't believe it myself, but I'm a living testimonial that if you listen to what Dr. Porter tells you and you try really hard to stick with things, you will feel much better. So I advocate anybody, give it a try. What have you got to lose?